Delta County, a small community in the part of Michigan that half of cartographers think is part of Wisconsin or doesn't exist. Only just over 36,000 people live here. That's less than 1% of Michigan's population of about 10 million. When people think of politics, they usually think of geriatric retirement home escapees having medical episodes on a national stage. They don't think of communities like this. So, then why have we had such a huge push to recall 3 county commissioners? And why are politics on this level important? It all started on February 7th, 2023. During a standard meeting of the county commissioners, the board suddenly voted 3-1 to fire then-administrator Emily DeSalvo. No explanation for her firing has been given since. Quickly, a group called the Delta County Citizens for Ethical Leadership formed with a simple goal: recall Commissioners Bob Peterson, Robert Barron, and David Moyle, who voted to fire Emily DeSalvo. The reason for filing the recall petitions was the firing of Administrator Emily DeSalvo.
Yep.
So why was the firing of Emily DeSalvo so significant to warrant a recall?
I believe that Emily was doing an excellent job as our administrator. She had been our administrator for the past 3 years. She excelled in grant writing, personal relationships with the people that she supervised. She was a great community leader. She did a lot to bridge gaps between city and county municipalities. She was very involved in the townships, and I felt that her firing was an impulsive decision by the board and therefore warranted the recall.
Because they would never give a reason why they did it. And Emily was a really good employee of the county that worked her way up from the bottom, and just in one meeting, they took it all away from her.
Following the filing of the recall petitions, Delta County was paying close attention to their commissioners, and they did not like what they saw. Rampant disregard for rules of procedure and unchecked bigotry was the governing ideology of the 3 board members.
You know, we just went through Gay Pride Month last month, and unfortunately, I heard some of the chantings on the demonstrations, or not demonstrations so much as their celebrations and their marches. And it was particularly frightful to hear the one that was, "We're here, we're queer, and we're coming for your children." That should send fear to every parent there is, and every grandparent who right out publicly advocating pedophilia.
Removed from that board. I don't care if you like him or don't like him. He's not a homophobe, xenophobe, racist, sexist. I've never seen evidence to that. And we unanimously passed a resolution indicating that. And I don't think you're out of order on this. I really don't want to support something that's got DEI in it specifically. That doesn't make me a homophobe, a xenophobe, a racist, or sexist. I'm not homophobe. But I'm guilty. I didn't catch this. I'm sorry. What is your pleasure? You want to?
Did Moyle do anything following the firing of Emily that reaffirmed your decision to recall him?
There were several things that he did. I believe that as he says, quote, scuttling the ethics committee, not following Open Meetings Act guidelines, not following Robert's Rules of Order, just basic things that would be that a knowledgeable county commissioner and knowledgeable chair would understand. He didn't have the basics required for that, and being a county commissioner for the last 12 years, I expected those things of him, and I didn't see them.
Did Peterson do anything following the firing of Emily that reaffirmed your decision to recall him?
Yes, he tried to annex a whole bunch of property in Escanaba Township, and the township didn't want it, but he was still trying to go forward with that, so he could put I believe it was a solar farm on his property. And the township had already gone against it, so he was trying to move a whole bunch of people's property into Cornell Township that didn't even want that to happen, but it seems like he just worries about what's good for him and not the rest of the county.
The whole situation galvanized many people who were otherwise pretty uninvolved in politics. My own mom signed the recall petition, the only actual political action I can recall her ever taking. The Delta County Citizens for Ethical Leadership couldn't immediately file the petitions to recall the 3 commissioners. The commissioners had to be halfway through their terms to file a recall against them. But once the time came, the group got to work. How did the signature collection go?
It went real well. Most of the people, I think, came to us to sign when we were at different places. We notified people that we were collecting signatures. I also had a sheet here in my shop. And most of the people came to us for the signatures. And when they heard about what we were doing, and then towards the end, we went door to door, and that went real well also. People wanted to sign it.
Did you expect that much support from the community?
I did. I expected it to go well before the commissioners had appealed the language, and we thought we were only going to have a window of 6 to 16 days to collect signatures. I knew that we would be able to get them in that time frame. Unfortunately, because of the appeal, we were pushed out to May, which gave us a lot more time for collection, but we have 60 days to collect. We were able to do it in 30 because we took Fair Week off, and so we were able to get it done pretty quickly, and we far exceeded the number required.
The Citizens for Ethical Leadership successfully gathered all their signatures and then some. As of writing, the petitions for Barron and Moyle have been submitted and approved, while Peterson's signatures are still being counted. So where do we go from here?
So the paperwork has been filed for me to run as the Democratic candidate against Commissioner Moyle. I was the only person to submit paperwork, so it'll be a head-to-head recall election. That'll happen in May, the first Tuesday of May. So I think it's May 7th. And I'm looking forward to it. Right now, my campaign team is taking some time off, and then we'll hit it hard before absentee ballots go out. And then I believe, if I'm not mistaken, as soon as I'm elected, I take office. So hopefully, we just have a few more months and things will change.
All right.
Okay, so all of them were submitted. So far, the signatures for Moyle have already been verified, and they submitted their challenges, and we still have enough signatures, and the same for Moyle and Barron. That's all done, and now we're just waiting for the signatures for Peterson to be validated. And we have people that have filled out paperwork that are going to run against them in May, the first 2.
All right. Local politics are incredibly important, arguably more so than federal politics. Behavior like that exhibited by the Delta County Board is why it's important to pay attention to your own community's politics. Their actions have consequences, and the Delta County Citizens for Ethical Leadership have shown that they can be held accountable.